Hey, let me turn this one off over here. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Hey, are you on BWC right now? Where are you watching me? Where are you? Are you on Facebook? Maybe LinkedIn? Maybe YouTube or Instagram or Clubhouse? Either way, let's rock it out. Let me turn the volume up a little bit. Happy Monday. How was your weekend? Write in the chat. Tell me what you did for the weekend. What was your highlights for the weekend? Ha, 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 ha. Move your body, move your body. Woo! Move your feet. All right, guys. 30 seconds. Maybe 40. Maybe 50. Give a high five to the pirate. I just got those words right there. I just got that. I mean, I've heard this song so many times. You're so tall, you're in the sky. You just got out the hospital. I'm so happy you just got out the hospital. Sending you love and light this morning. Woo, woo. Time to inhale. Positive thoughts. Exhale anything not serving us. Hi, Trisha. Woo. Today, I'm going to be talking about money mindset. Because I don't know about you, but it's all about making that bag bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Hey! Woo, woo. What's your one takeaway? Not takeaway. One big thing you have to do today. For me, there's a lot of takeaways, not takeaways, a lot of things I have to do today that I have to focus on. But right now, I got to get my mind excited and focused for the day. Hey, good morning, and grand rising to each and every one of you. I want to welcome you to the #1 morning show, Breakfast with Champions. I am Stars Tina, and I am live right now. If you're in the Clubhouse space, let's just start sharing this room out in the hallways because there's people that need a little.
What song was that?
We can put it in the chat for you. I'm not sure who that was, but it's an amazing artist. It's pretty hot, right? Glenn loves that song. It's by, I don't know his name, but we'll hit us up in the chat. We can give that to you. I don't know who you are, but good morning to you. So as I was saying, we want to share the room out in the hallway, share that song out because it is fire, fire, fire. I want to say hello to everyone who's in Facebook, in LinkedIn, in YouTube. I see Trish. Take a deep breath and set one big intention. Yes. Let's do that all right now. And that's coming from Trish Mickey. She says, take a nice deep inhale. So as we're getting up this morning, let's just inhale love and light, peace and happiness, all the things that bring you joy. And then when we exhale, let's just set out a great intention for the day. I like that. Awesome. So I do want to give some good morning shout outs here because I don't know about you, but it feels good to have good mornings, right? When you come into Breakfast with Champions, we're going to give you motivation, education, and inspiration when it comes to mindset, money, finances, nutrition, everything you can think of. And today we are talking about the power of persistence, embracing the restart button. And it's great that we have this topic right here because we're almost at the end of Q2. Can you believe that? Oh my goodness. So I just want to give a highlight of the weekend, my weekend, and then I want you to share with me for a few minutes, what was the highlight of your weekend? Can you just all write in the chat what was your highlight? This weekend, I had a master class regarding mindset, mindset with fitness, finances, and also relationships. And it went so amazing, I decided to do it again. So it's going to be April 1st. If you're interested, just click the link there. And the reason why it was so great for me is because I learned something new about myself. Isn't it awesome when you learn something new about yourself? So for me, I know I need to get at least 7 hours of sleep. Like if I don't get 7 hours of sleep, Tina is not a happy camper. And I realized during this masterclass, I think I was triggered from years ago when I actually had an incident in my life where I didn't eat or sleep for 2 weeks and I ended up in the hospital. So I think mentally my body was like, Tina, you have to get your sleep. So for me, that was just a great big eye opener. And I was like, an aha moment for me. So that was the highlight of my weekend, was my masterclass. I'm going to scroll all the way down. If this is your first time in the Clubhouse streets, just put some stars in the chat so we can welcome you. I want to say Magali, Amanda, Mrs. Ann, Good morning, good morning. Remember, everyone has a seat at the table. Vitala says, bring me up there. So I'm giving you a follow. LaRock, I love your photo. I see Nadia, Dale, Poppy, good morning, Storm, Lucian, Kirby, Russell. And I'm going to come into this chat. Great weekend. My highlight was I cooked. Yes, Sharon. Sharon, did you meal prep? Does anyone in here meal prep? I remember when I started my fitness journey, I was meal prepping every single Sunday. Yes, I'm a little off track with that, but I'm still staying focused. Also, let's say great weekend. The weekend was she cooked. Today is my first time in this chat. Welcome, Vitalis. You're in the best room, girlfriend. Let me tell you, we are here Monday through Saturday, 5 a.m. for about 7 hours, 7-8 hours. It's amazing. Yes, ping the room in the hallways. All right, who wants to share with me? We have a few minutes before I get started on my topic. Your highlight of the weekend. If you want to share it on mic, let me know what your highlight of the weekend was. So either no one has any highlights. Hello, what's your name?
My name is Vitalis.
Hi, Vitalis. Welcome to Breakfast with Champions. What was the highlight of your weekend?
My weekend was fantastic, very fabulous, approximately wonderful. I'm here. I'm happy to be part of this group, and this is my first time to be here.
Welcome, welcome. Where are you from?
I am from West Africa, Nigeria to be precise.
Beautiful, Nigeria. Guess what? I'm going to Nigeria in June to deliver some sneakers. Last year, my goal was to collect 300 pairs of sneakers for my nonprofit, and my daughter and I are delivering them in June to Nigeria. So hello from over here. Thank you for coming through today. Awesome.
I'm happy.
Yes, yes. So as we move through, I also want to say, I see someone wrote to me. You can mute yourself. I'm not sure where you are on the thing, but you can just mute yourself back. Thank you for coming through. I see that Trish Mickey gave us a highlight. She said her highlight was going to a baby shower and seeing the happiness of new life being expected. Oh my gosh. So you guys know that I am in Toastmasters and I'm in a contest. And last week I won my contest. And it's ironic, the beginning of my speech is about moments in life, like having a baby, getting married. So Trish, thank you so much for sharing that. And I just want to share that. Anyone else want to share their highlights of the weekend? If so, on mic, say your name and let me hear you.
This is Heidi from Australia.
Hello, good morning, sunshine.
Hello, beautiful. It's a good afternoon for me, but I'm enjoying the vibe. I feel it's morning again, starting again with you the day. The highlight for the weekend was with Brene Brown podcast on the Atlas of the Heart, and it's really funny. I was actually listening to Persistence, and now the vibe became high and high, and I'm in higher frequency because I want to listen more to you and hear more and learn more about persistence, because there is nothing better than showing up all the time, especially with a great vibe like this one. So keep the energy up, this strong gently. Thank you so much.
Woo!
And I'm complete.
Thank you so much for coming through. And you're right, your vibe, your vibration. And am I the only one who sometimes... Hello.
I'm sorry for the interruption.
It's okay.
I'm so much attracted by the voice I had previous. I think it is Dr. Heidi from Australia. Like, I really like the voice I had. I wish I could have a conversation with her. Heidi, are you there?
You can hit her in the back channel, hon. Hit her in the back channel. I want to just highlight what Heidi said really quick. Heidi, I love the fact that you said it's afternoon there, but it feels like you're starting again in the morning, because sometimes, I don't know about you, my day starts off great and then something may affect it and my attitude gets kind of down. You can always reset your day with your mindset. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today. Money mindset, all about mindset. But again, it's about persistence, pushing through, right? And the way you have to push through is by having a strong mindset. I do want to thank everyone who shared their highlights of the weekend. I'm going to check the chat again. Kirby Wilson, I love your last name, celebrated her 30th anniversary in business. But pow, pow, pow. Yes, never give up, guys. I love that. Kirby, congratulations. Dr. Heidi said, Brene Brown, I love that. I saw that. Magali, decluttering, getting rid of old clothes, donating things I no longer need. Magali, that's one of the tips that I have today for having a money mindset. So I love that, love that, love that. Let me see. Grand Rising from Patty. Thank you. Mindy, travel to the beach. Woo! Taking time for yourself, guys, is so important. Even if it's just going for a walk, going to the park. Congratulations for that, Mindy. Very, very excited for you. Bella says, let's ping this room out. Let's share it out. Yes, because Glenn Lundy, who's at the helm, who's started this space, it's got us all up at 5 a.m. in the morning, will be coming through in about 20 minutes. So before he gets here, let's just share it out. Let's just get it going. Amanda. All right, here we go, guys. So what I wanted to talk about today is money mindset, because the masterclass I did, we talked about fitness, relationships, and money. So last week when I spoke, we know it is International Women's Month, right? Yes. And last week we talked about fitness. Today I want to talk about money, and next week relationships. So when it comes to creating a mindset, it involves developing positive and optimistic outlooks towards life. So I'm going to give you some quick tips on how you can create a wonderful mindset. And then I'm going to talk about money, 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 money. All right. So the first thing you want to do is cultivate gratitude. I always say have an attitude of gratitude. Maybe you get a gratitude journal, and every night before you go to bed, you write down what you're grateful for. That's something you can do. Focus on the things that you have and appreciate them. Be thankful for the little things that make your life a lot better. And I realized yesterday, sometimes I can be a bit, I don't want to say bougie or stuck up or anything like that, but it's like, I remember the other day I was getting mad because I want the bathroom redone. And I'm like, Tina, some people don't even have bathrooms. So just being grateful for what you have, being content, and then pushing through. Second thing to help you out with your mindset is practice self-care. Take care of your physical, emotional, and mental health. Exercise regularly, eat healthy foods, and get enough sleep. These are things that you are in control of. It really bothers me when people say, well, I can't do this because I don't have time or have kids or I have to work. You have the same 24 hours that I have, that Glenn has, that Oprah has, that Michael Jordan has. We all have the same 24 hours. It's just planning and preparation. You got to take care of yourself first. So that's tip number 2. Number 3, setting some goals. Set realistic goals for yourself and work towards achieving them. This will help you stay focused and motivated. We talk about morning rituals all the time. I wrote a book. If you click the link at the top, it's a free ebook, Morning and Evening Rituals to a Wonderful Life. I like to plan the night before. Okay, what do I have to do tomorrow? So I'm kind of ahead of the game. So when I wake up, it's like, okay, this is what I have to do. That is what I have to do. So setting goals is super important. Also for your mindset, you want to embrace change. Change is amazing. Think of the snake, the caterpillar, the butterfly. I know years ago, I really was uncomfortable with change, but I always like now to embrace these things that make me uncomfortable. Embrace change, accept that change is a part of life, and be open to new experiences. Embrace it with joy, with happiness. This will help you grow and develop as a person. I want to just welcome the Instagram people coming through. I see 3BM, I see Coach Jackie. Change is a great thing. Change is an awesome thing. Don't think of it as a negative thing, because that's the one constant thing, is things are always going to change, especially when we get older. Another thing that's super important for your mindset, surround yourself with positive people. It is 5 a.m. in the morning, and there's 78 of us in this room right now, 78 motivated people that are up 5 o'clock to get inspired to be better humans. So if you keep doing that, you're going to go higher and higher and higher. So avoid the negative people who bring you down. Super simple. Also, learn from your failures. Failure is a part of life. Instead of giving up, use that failure as an opportunity to learn and grow. I don't know about you, but I love failure. It's kind of like if you think of your exercising, you're lifting weights, right? And you want to get to a point where you're fatigued and you're tired, and that's what's going to push you to the next level. So learn from your failures. Write down, okay, that's what I did wrong. This is what I can do next. Super important. And then practice mindfulness. Take time to be present in the moment and be aware of your thoughts and emotions. This will help you stay calm and focused. So those are some things that you can do for overall mindset. But today I just want to zero in and focus on money mindset. And it goes with the topic as well, the power of being persistent. If you want something bad enough, you are going to work for it. So if you didn't know, I am Stars Tina. I'm your trauma energy coach, and I work with women that are over 40 that may struggle with depression or anxiety, or they want to lose weight. And I speak from experiences. I speak about things that I've gone through, perhaps my clients have gone through. I don't just share things just to talk about them. And when it comes to money, I remember years ago, and it feels like yesterday, it seemed like every single month, my cell phone kept getting shut off because it wasn't, I didn't pay the bill. I could not understand it. And then my bank account would always go negative at some point. And I go into the bank, I'm like, can you waive that fee? Because, they charge you a fee. And then I remember the first year, my bank account never went negative. My phone never got turned off. All my bills got paid. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is such a great feeling. And then I thought about it today as I was preparing for this segment. Well, what actually changed? It was my mindset. I decided I got sick. First of all, you got to get sick and tired of being sick and tired. I got sick and tired of having to figure out, oh my gosh, I got to call Sprint, your phone's off, or, whatever, going to the bank. I just got tired of it. So I changed the way I thought about money. So the first tip for today to creating a strong money mindset is visualize yourself making the money. Visualize yourself going on those vacations. Visualize yourself doing these things. For me, travel makes me feel so good. That's what takes me to the next level. And I guess I've always traveled, but now I travel a little different. Now it's to embrace my heart, to embrace my soul. So that's tip number one. Visualize what it is that you want, how much money you want to make, and then just work towards it. Of course, you have to make a plan. And it's just like in The Secret, Law of Attraction, what you put out into the world is what you're going to get back. So just see it, feel it, embrace it. That simple. Tip number two, and this goes with getting your mind ready for that money. Surround yourself with people that have more money, that do not have a scarcity mindset. Because you may think, someone says to me, oh, that's expensive. If something costs $1,000, I said, well, $1,000 may be expensive for you, but it may not be expensive for someone else. So you have to change your mindset of that scarcity mindset. Something my grandmother used to always say to me is, she says, you get what you pay for in life. And it is so true. Think about when you go shopping or you buy a suit. If you buy something really cheap, it's probably not going to last that long. If you have something that's quality, it's going to last, it's going to stay there. So by surrounding yourself with people that are used to getting high quality things, guess what? You're going to naturally do the same thing. So that's the second tip that I want to share with you. Plus, you learn so many things you don't know. Just being in this space with Breakfast with Champions, listening to some of the people that speak, I learn different things. So that's tip number two. Good morning, Kim. I see you coming into the space. All righty, crew. Tip number three, mentally upgrade your everyday life. And you don't need a lot of money to do this. And this is in one of the books that I'm going to be talking about today. I have two books I want to share with you. Write it in the chat for me, someone. You Are a Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero. Her first book is You Are a Badass, period. But this book was a game changer for me. And one of the tips she has in here is improve your environment. That goes with mentally upgrade your everyday life. And what do I mean by upgrade your environment? Well, cleanliness is close to godliness. We all know that. I may have said it wrong, but you know what I'm talking about. So if things are clean, if things are organized, even if you give the wall in your office or your home a new paint job, it doesn't cost a lot of money to just paint the room. Maybe get a photo, get a picture, mentally upgrade it. Putting pictures up of what you want. I remember my son in his store, he had a picture of the future house that he wanted. It was a kind that had the stairs going up on each side, a chandelier in the center. And I was like, wow. So every time he went to get a pair of sneakers to sell, he saw this house. So you have to mentally upgrade what you want. And yes, you may not be there right here today. Don't think about the today. All right. Today is temporary. It's so temporary. If you want granite countertops, if you want a walk-in closet, what is it exactly that you want? Visualize it, see it, the type of car that you want. All righty. It is so simple. I know you're like, yeah, Tina, whatever. Trust me, guys. Speaking from experience, I remember when, when I was younger, I'd have a car. There was no heat in the car. And we'd literally have like blankets. I lived in New Jersey at the time with blankets, just like, just, and then the car always breaking down. That is a horrible feeling to get in the car and like, okay, I hope it starts. I hope it starts. And then you get stuck on the side of the highway. That was a horrible feeling. And I remember when I bought a Lexus, you couldn't tell me anything. I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, Lexus isn't the highest car that there is, but at the time when I got it, I felt amazing. And you can do the same thing as well. So tip number 3 is mentally upgrade your life and just work towards it. Think of it as if you're training for a marathon. All right. A marathon is 26.2 miles. You're not going to start off, all right, I'm going out and doing 26 miles today. No, you're going to start off with maybe, I don't know where you are in your fitness level, but you may start walking. You may start with a jog, 3 miles, 5 miles, 7, and then eventually you get there. And that's the same thing with your money. Saving is so, so, so very important. I see Scott Simon in the building. I see TM, and I would love for them to chime in when I finish my last 2 topics, because they are just great when it comes to mindset and money and all that wonderful stuff. So tip number bonus, which is 4, because I was only giving you 3 tips, but I had a bonus tip I want to share with you. And I think I hear this, TM says this all the time, know your numbers. I remember I had a conversation with him and he's like, well, I said, I want to make X amount of numbers. And he says, well, how much are you currently making? How many customers do you have? Like, he was asking me all these questions and I'm like, I don't know. Well, guess what? If you don't know, then you're not going to get to the next level. You have to know your numbers. See yourself making those bigger numbers, and do it scared. Do it, you have to have that little bit of faith. Sometimes you're like, I don't know if I can do this. Having that faith of a mustard seed and realize that God wants us all to just live an abundance life of happiness. And I hate that saying, oh, well, money's the root of all evil. No, it's not. Because if you think about it, people that have money, they just get bigger and bolder with what they're already doing. If you're a mean person and before you have money, guess what? You're going to be a mean person when you have money. Second book I wanted to share with you guys. I love this one. And if you're watching me, you'll see this beautiful face right here. Her name is Rachel Rogers. I want to see the chat. Does anyone know what book I'm talking about? Write in the chat if you know what book I'm talking about. Beautiful lady. She actually lives here in North Carolina. We should all be millionaires. If you have not read this book, it's a game changer. She is so, I don't want to say cocky. I just want to say confident, like, come through, my sister. She's pretty much the reason why we all should be millionaires is because we have goals and things we want to do. And guess what? You can't do it if you don't have money. And you want to dial down and keep peeling that onion as to why you want to make the money. And one of the major reasons why I want to make an abundance of money, and I say an abundance because that's a lot, right, is for my family, for my friends, but mainly for my nonprofit program in honor of my son. I remember when I started the program, I'm not going to say I didn't know about grants. I just thought, grants are too hard to do. So I wanted to take the boys whitewater rafting and camping. It was probably about 10 young men that I had in my program. So we would go on the corner and shake a can. We were shaking cans for money. And when I was able to take these young men camping overnight in the woods, whitewater rafting, let me tell you, the feeling that my heart got was priceless. To show them something that they never had done before. If I don't have money, I can't do that. I can't change the world. I can't make things better. So that is why I want to dig deeper into getting an abundance of money. Take a leap of faith and get a little bit uncomfortable. Alrighty, so we should all be millionaires. Those are my 3 tips. I'm going to wrap them up. And then I would love to hear from you if anything resonated with you, if you want to add to the conversation. I gave you 3 things you can do to strengthen your mindset so you can make more money. Of course, the tippity top, being persistent, pushing through, not giving up, doing things other people don't do. But tip number 1, visualize yourself making more money. Number 2, surround yourself with people that don't have scarcity mindset, because we want to get rid of that. Tip number 3, mentally upgrade your everyday life. And then I gave that bonus one, know your numbers. I'm not sure if TM or Scott is available, but I just love how they speak all the time. If either one of you are able to chime in on the conversation, if you want to add in, I would love that. If not, I understand, because Scott's probably doing his racquetball.
Hey, Starcina, good morning. It's great to hear your voice. And
Hey.
of course, you know I'm passionate about this because I think it's extremely important, and it's a conversation that a lot of people just aren't comfortable having. And, I use terms such as pay yourself first. I mean, there's a couple ways that you can get to financial independence. One, you can save your way there by just living frugally, or you can increase your gross income. And where the magic happens is you increase your income while paying yourself first. And when you say the term paying yourself first, sometimes that comes across as it could be greedy. It could be, what do you mean paying yourself first? Well, what I mean by paying myself first is to set up either 401ks or set up automatic savings plans where money comes directly out of your account and it goes into different accounts, such as retirement accounts, such as savings accounts. And the reason why you do that is typically people see how much money that they have left over. They see how much money is there in their account, and then they adjust their lifestyles depending on how much money is in their account. And with credit so readily available, a lot of people just go and swipe the card and don't do budgeting and don't save, and then that gets them in trouble. And then what happens is people get behind, they'll rack up their debt, and then they just lose hope. But if you can set up a plan and have things initially come out of your check or have it come out of your checking account, that's the first way. Of course, if you increase your gross income, if you're in sales or if you're a W-2 employee, you can just increase your production and then increase the money you make. That's why I got involved in the auto industry many years ago. I got involved in the auto industry because I wanted to be paid on performance. I wanted to write my own check through performance. And you could do that through sales positions, and there's all sorts of positions. Another thing you could do is you can set up other streams of income. So in your downtime outside of your W-2 job, you can go and, go teach health classes, whatever you're passionate about. You can go and teach those until your side hustle money is more than your W-2 money, and then you can go out on your own. But Stars Tina, it's a great subject. I love talking about this. It's all about education. It's all about, just think about this. The debt that you have owns you. It owns you. So the less that you owe, the more freedom you have. So great talk this morning. It's great hearing your voice. And this is Scott, and I'm out.
Thank you, Scott. Did I hear you speaking on Saturday? Was that you when you were talking about the 401k with you and your wife with the savings?
It was Friday. Yeah, Friday at 8 a.m. or the segments that I have. So yeah, my wife. We've been married or dated for over 30 years, and I convinced her to max out her 401k, back when she took her first job. So she and I have always maxed out our 401k. I'm a business owner, but I'm also a W-2 employee because I'm general manager of the 5 dealerships. And when my wife left her job after 25 years, she got a check in the mail. She's like, well, it was right at $1 million. She said, well, but what's this money for? And I said, this is your 401k money. We're just going to roll it into the retirement account. She goes, what do you mean? I said, well, honey, remember when I told you to max out that money and max out your 401k and just don't even look at it. Just let it sit in there and it'll be there for you're ready to retire. She goes, yeah. I said, that's the money in your 401k. She was just shocked. She was absolutely shocked. And at first, my first job, I made $28,000 and I maxed out my 401k at $8,000. Well, I lived on a couch and had to drink water and live very frugally. But I did that because my dad and mom taught it to me. So that's just an important concept. So she didn't even realize how much money she had. She got a check for almost $1 million and she wasn't even 50 years old. So you can do it. If I could do it, you can do it.
I love it. I love your segments. That kind of inspired me with this conversation as well. And I think you said as well, just save something. Some people may say, well, I don't have money to save. And I believe you said, even if it's just $20 or $30 or whatever, you get used to saving that. And then eventually it comes more. Did you say that? Was that correct?
Yes, ma'am. Start where you're at, not where I'm at, not where Stars Tina is at. Start where you're at. And, another strategy is if you pick up something and you don't need it to survive, don't buy it. Now, this is not a fun way to live. It's not. But not unless you want to not unless you want your debt to own you, you have to make hard decisions. Now, as you get older and you make more money, you got more money in the bank, you can start living more, but you've got to make sacrifices in order to get to wherever you want in life, no matter what it is. So again, great subject. Thank you for sharing. Have an excellent day.
You too. I love how you say this is not a fun way to live. I love it.
It's not, but hey, you got to do what you got to do, right?
Exactly. You know, we're here today, and I think about the future a lot. So thank you so much for sharing. I feel so awesome. We have time for another share before Glenn comes through. If anyone wants to add to the conversation, just please unmic. Otherwise, I want us to get ready for Glenn Lundy, who's coming through in a few minutes. As I mentioned, today we were talking about money mindset. I did a master class this weekend, and it went so amazing. I decided to do it again. So April 1st, if you're interested, click the link at the top, and you can sign up for my mindset master class. I also want to talk about a BWC event that's happening in Dallas. I know Ramon, Trevor, and Glenn will be there. There's also some other special guests, and we're just going to have a girls' trip there. We may have room for one or two other women, but we're getting the Airbnb. We're going horseback riding. We have plans to just change our lives. So if you know about the BWC event, someone will put it in the chat, I'm sure. Join in. I had the opportunity of having dinner with Glenn and Trevor when I was in Vegas, and Ramon. And let me tell you guys, again, as I said, when you surround yourself with people, your mindset changes. Everything changes. Trevor was talking about his podcast, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. So make sure you sign up for the BWC event. It's all about getting in front of the people and making connections. With that being said, let's make some shares in the hallways. Let's get to people here. If you're on Facebook, thank you for coming through. If you're on LinkedIn, thank you for coming through. YouTube, Instagram. But we are here getting ready to turn it over to the one and only Glenn Lundy, who just uplifts us. And every morning when I get up, let me tell you this, guys. This morning I got up at 4 and I still felt like, wow, I'm not up early enough, because I know Glenn gets up at 3:20 to get ready for his segment. But you have to do what's best for you, right? With that being said, I am Stars Tina. Thank you for coming through, and let's make some noise. Unmic. Can everyone unmic for me? I'm going to say think big, and I want you guys to say times 10. Everyone unmic, unmic, unmic. Think big. All right. I love it. Glenn needs a little more energy, guys. Think big. Yes, we are all. Yes, I love it. I hear you all. Woo, woo. All right. Thank you very much. Good morning, Glenn. Oh, gosh, that's pretty amazing.